All right, welcome back to Unashamed with Chelsea. I'm really glad to have you here again with me today. All right, today's episode is going to be a wrap up of my series on growth. So, we're going to wrap it up today with this particular episode, right? So, I want us to look at something really beautiful today, something a little deeper. Many of us say we want to grow, we want to become better. That's true. We want to live more meaningful lives, but sometimes, even when we want these things, we still feel stuck. And so, the question I've been reflecting on recently is this: what is actually holding us back from the next version of ourselves? I realized that from my experience and from being in touch with other people's experiences, I've been able to come up with one or two things that I feel would bless you today. Sometimes it's not the lack of opportunity that is holding us back, it's not even the lack of ability. Some of us are so capable and so ready, so to speak, but we just still feel like we're still there. We still feel stuck, right? So, one of the biggest things that hold us back is fear. Let's talk about fear. Now, this kind of fear that I'm talking about, it is so real. Now, when I say real, I do not mean the positive real. I mean, it is so tangible that a lot of us can relate. Fear of change, fear of failing, fear of stepping into something new and realizing we're not even as ready as we thought. I've heard a lot of people say, "I thought I was ready. I thought I was called to do this," and then you realize that, oh, you're not even as ready as you thought you were. You know. So there is that fear. There is the fear, that just keeps you there, not wanting to let you take a step. And the funny thing about fear, fear can quietly keep us in a place we've already outgrown. You know within yourself that I'm more than this. I ought to have outgrown this level, but fear has quietly kept you in those places, right? So, what do you want to do? After listening to the podcast, I want you to look at areas of your life and call it by what it is. If you can name it, you can tame it. If it is fear, then you begin to speak words into your life. You begin to pray about it. You begin to, but you need to be able to name what is holding you down from advancing, right? Thing that I feel that holds us back is comfort. Comfort is powerful. When something is familiar, it feels safe. But the truth is, growth rarely happens inside comfort zones. I'm sure you've heard a lot of success stories, and most of the time, inside of these success stories, you would hear a lot of I had to leave my comfort zone. At some point in my life, I had to leave my comfort zone. It is because comfort zones are enemies of growth. When you're too familiar, when you're too comfortable with where you are, you just feel like there's no need. Why should I go forward? Why should I move forward? And and that's not good for us if you really want to grow. Growth usually begins the moment we start choosing what is right over what is easy. So it may not be easy, it may not be comfortable, but it is the right thing to do at the right time. So you go for it. All right. So, in this season, after this podcast, another thing I want you to do is to begin to look at areas of your life where you are becoming seemingly too comfortable to step out and to move forward. You want to begin to put structures around your life that would help you to begin to take steps towards advancing in life. Another interesting thing I feel has been holding us back from growing is the struggle with the weight of other people's expectation. Oh my God, this is so real. I know for one that I was in this box for a long time, and it was not a good place to be. I was so concerned about what people would think about me, what they would say, the weight of their expectations of me. But you know what? In the past few years, I've realized that it doesn't work that way. I began to, in fact, I developed a phrase, and that's it: I don't care. It's called I don't care. I began to tell myself, I really don't care, you know. And I must say that it has really helped me a lot. So sometimes we silence our growth because we are worried about how others might respond to the new version of us. We are so concerned about what people will say. But the truth is, becoming who you're meant to be will not always make everyone comfortable. And you need to be okay with that. You need to be okay with that, right? Not many people would agree with you. In fact, at this point, I think I need to say that one of the signs that you are growing is that you are okay with not being on the same level with people. You are okay when you are not, when people don't agree with you. That's the word. That's what I'm looking for. You are okay when people do not agree with you. It's a very valid sign that you are growing, I must say. All right. Another thing that I feel holds us back most of the time is self-doubt. You see that quiet voice that asks you, am I really capable of more? Can I really change? Do I really have what it takes to grow into something bigger, into something greater? You see that little tiny voice? That self-doubt? It's time to silence that voice. It is time to silence that conversation. Do you understand? And I see a lot of us having these kind of silly conversations with ourselves and with the devil. And so most of the time, I feel like it's okay sometimes to actually, doubt yourself and, just feel like, oh, can I really do this? But then this should not be strong enough to hold you down. All right. So when these questions sit in our minds for too long, they can start to shape our decision. They can start to become a strong voice. You know what they call a stronghold, a strong voice? It's just there at the back of your head. Every time you take a step forward, it holds you down. And it becomes a stronghold in your life. But this is something I've been learning. Growth doesn't begin when you feel completely confident. Oh my God. Oh my God. Most of the time, you realize that you will step on waters. Stepping in on waters, you didn't start out confident. But along the line, when you begin to walk on waters, you realize that the confidence catches up along with you. All right? So faith plays a major role here. Because faith reminds us that we don't have to have everything perfectly figured out before we take the next step. I think this is a call to somebody here listening to me. I think you need to get up and make that call. Take that step. What has been weighing you down? What has been keeping you down? I think it's time to get up, take up your mat, and begin to walk. Sometimes the next version of you is waiting on the other side of a decision you have to make today, a decision to try, a decision to change, a decision to become more intentional about the life you're building for yourself. So, if you've been feeling stuck lately, maybe today is a good moment to ask yourself a simple question. What is that one thing that might be holding me back from growing? What is that one thing that might be holding me back from stepping out? Is it fear? Is it your comfort zone? Is it other people's opinions? Or maybe even self-doubt in yourself? Once you can clearly identify it, call it by its name it by what it is called, you can begin to move fast. You can begin to move past it, I can assure you. Growth rarely happens overnight. So every small, trivial decision in the direction of who you want to become matters, and it matters a lot. All right. My prayer for you today is that the Lord will open your eyes and reveal yourself to yourself, and you begin to take the right steps in the right direction in the name of Jesus. Thank you so much for spending this time with me today. And remember, you don't have to hide your growth. You can keep learning, keep becoming, and keep moving forward unashamed. I'll see you in my next. Bye for now.